Today, let us start with chapter number 7, congruence of triangles. Now, let us see. You are now ready to learn a very important geometrical idea, congruence. In particular, you will study a lot about congruence of triangles. Now, to understand the congruence we turn to some activities. Okay. So, to understand what is the congruence, we will understand some activity. So, one activity is given here that takes two stamps of same denomination, that is of same price, rupees 5 or rupees 10, like that. Both should be of same denomination. Now place one stamp over the other. Okay, what do you observe? That one stamp covers the other completely and exactly. Both of them will cover each other. So one stamp covers the other completely and exactly. This means that the two stamps are of the same shape and same size. Okay, such objects are said to be congruent. If the two objects are of the same shape, same size, they are said to be congruent. The two stamps used by you are congruent to one another. Congruent objects are exact copies of one another. Okay. Now, can you now say if the following objects are congruent or not? So, let us see the examples given. Shaving blades of the same company. So, this is the shaving blade of the same company. They are having same shape, same size. Okay. Sheets of some letter pad. Same letter pad is there. So, they are also of same size. Now, biscuits of the same packet. If you open the packet of biscuit, all the biscuits are of same shape and same size. And toys made of same mold. If the two toys are made of same mold, they are congruent to each other. Okay. Now, further, the relation of two objects being congruent is called congruence. Okay. Then, for the present, we will deal with the plane figures only. Although congruence is general idea applicable to three-dimensional shapes also. See, congruent objects are applicable to three-dimensional shapes also, but here we will study only the plane figures. We will try to learn a precise meaning of the congruence of plane figures already known. Now let us understand about congruence of plane figures. Now look at the two figures given here. Are they congruent? So let us see here. The two figures are given, figure F1 and figure F2. Now you can see the shape of the figure. You can use the method of superposition to find that whether they are congruent or not. We will use the method of superposition. Take a trace copy of one of them and place it over the other. If the figure covers each other completely, okay, if both the figures cover each other completely, then they are congruent. So alternatively, you may cut one of them and place it over the other. Or what you can do, you can cut the pieces and you can put one above the other. So beware, you are not allowed to bend, twist or stretch the figure that is cut out. The condition is that you should not bend it, not stretch it or not twist it. Now in the figure F1 is congruent to figure 2. So we can write as F1 congruent to F2. So this is the symbol given for congruence. Now next one, congruence among line segments. Okay. Now when are the two line segments congruent? Observe the pairs of line segment given here. Okay. Here two line segments are given and here also two line segments are given. So what we can see? Use the trace copy superposition method for the pair of line segments in figure this one. Okay. 7.41. So this one and this one use trace copy superposition method. Okay. Then copy CD and place it on AB. Copy CD and then you place this on AB. So you find that CD covers AB completely. Okay. CD will cover AB because you can see both are of same size. Now with C on A and D on B, C will come on A and D will come on B. Hence the line segments are congruent. These two line segments are congruent. So we can write as AB congruent to CD. This is the symbol given for congruence. Now repeat this activity for the pair of line segments in figure 2. For these two figures also we will repeat the same activity. What do you find? That they are not congruent because you can see here this is the smaller one, this is the bigger line. So how do you know it? It is because the line segment do not coincide when placed over one another. Moreover, if you will put this one line segment on other, it will not cover this properly. Okay. You should have by now noticed that the pair of line segments in one matched with each other. In first figure, the line segment matched with each other because they are of the same length, and this was not in the case 2. So in this, the line segment did not match with each other. So what we can say, that if two line segments have the same length, okay, same, that is equal length, same means equal length, they are congruent, and also if two line segments are congruent, they have the same length, so it is vice versa. So in the view of the above fact, when two line segments are congruent, we sometimes just say that the line segments are equal, okay, and also write AB equal to CD, but we actually mean that AB is congruent to CD. Let us study congruence of angles. Now look at the four angles given here. So these are the four angles given. Now this angle is of 40 degree, this is 40 degree, this is 30 degree, and this is 40 degree. Now these two, that is angle ABC and angle PQR, are of 40 degree. Now what we have to do, make a trace copy of angle PQR, try to superpose it on angle ABC. For this, first place Q on B. So Q will come on B, then QP will come on AB, QP along BA, and where will QR will fall? QR will fall on BC. Okay, so angle PQR will match with completely with ABC. Okay, so what we can say, angle ABC and angle PQR are congruent. Now here the measurement of these two angles are also same. Okay, we write angle ABC, this is the symbol given, see here, this is the symbol given, angle ABC congruent to angle PQR. Now measure of angle ABC equal to measure of angle PQR. Here if the measure is 40 degree, the measure is given 40 degree. Now second activity is given, you take a trace copy of angle LMN. Now here is angle LMN, then try to superpose it on ABC. Okay, this is 30 degree angle, and try to superpose it on ABC. Now place M on B, M will come on B, and this one LM will come on AB. Okay, does MN fall on BC? So is it possible that MN will fall on BC? So it will not fall because the angles are different. No, in this case it will not happen. You will find that angle ABC and angle LMN do not cover each other exactly. Okay, so because they are not congruent, they are not equal to each other. This is 30 degree angle, this is 40 degree angle, so they are not congruent. Now here the measure of angle ABC and angle LMN are not equal. Now what about angles XYZ and ABC? See, what about angle XYZ and ABC? Now we can see here the arms of XY and YZ are longer than BA and BC. Okay, so these arms appear longer. Then you may hence think that angle ABC is smaller than XYZ. So what does it appear, that ABC is smaller than XYZ? But here the rays represent only the direction and not the length. So even if the rays are longer, then also these two angles are congruent. Now if you will superpose these two angles on each other, this is 40 degree, this is also 40 degree, then it will cover this one. Okay, so you will find that these two angles are also congruent. So angle ABC congruent to angle XYZ, measure of angle ABC equal to measure of angle XYZ, and we can write ABC congruent to PQR and congruent to XYZ. These three angles are congruent to each other. Okay, so let us see here, angle ABC congruent to angle XYZ, measure of angle ABC equal to measure of angle XYZ, and angle ABC congruent to angle PQR congruent to angle XYZ. Now, so what we can say, if two angles have the same measure, they are congruent. Also if two angles are congruent, their measures are same. Now as in the case of line segments, congruency of angles entirely depends on equality of their measures. Okay, so as in the case of line segments, the congruency also depend upon the equality of their measures. So that the two angles are congruent, we sometimes say that these angles are equal, and we can also write angle ABC equal to angle PQR. It means that angle ABC congruent to angle PQR. Now let us understand the congruence of triangles. Now we saw that two line segments are congruent when one of them is just a copy of the other. Okay. Now similarly, two angles are congruent if one of them is the copy of the other. Now we extend this idea to the triangles also. Two triangles are congruent if they are the copies of each other, and when superposed they cover each other exactly. Now here triangle ABC and triangle PQR are given. So triangle ABC and triangle PQR have the same size and shape. They are congruent. Okay. So we should express this as triangle ABC congruent to triangle PQR. This means that when you place triangle PQR on ABC, if you are placing triangle PQR on triangle ABC, then P falls on A, then Q falls on B, and C will fall on R falls on C. Okay, R will fall on C. Also, PQ fall on AB, PQ will fall on AB, then QR will fall on BC, and PR will fall on AC. Okay, if under given correspondence two triangles are congruent, then their corresponding parts, that is angle and sides, are also, they match one another and they are equal. Thus in two congruent triangles, in these two congruent triangles we have the corresponding vertices as A and P, they are corresponding, B and Q, and C and R. Okay, corresponding sides are AB and PQ, BC and QR, and AC and PR. Okay, and corresponding angles are angle A and angle P, angle B and angle Q, and angle C and angle R. So these are the corresponding vertices A and P, B and Q, C and R, AB and PQ, BC and QR, AC and PR, angle A and angle P, angle B and angle Q, angle C and angle R. Now if you place triangle PQR on ABC such that P falls on B, then should the other vertices also correspond suitably? So it did not happen. If we make P to fall on B, okay, then other vertices may not correspond each other. Okay, so take the trace copies of triangles and try to find out. Now this shows that while talking about congruence of triangles, not only the measure of angles and length of sides matter, also the matching of vertices also matter. Okay, the correspondence is here. A with P, A correspond to P, B correspond to Q, and C correspond to R. So A correspond to P, B correspond to Q, and C correspond to R. Means we can say that ABC correspond to PQR. See the example 1. Triangle ABC and triangle PQR are congruent under the correspondence ABC congruent to RQP. So write the parts of triangle ABC that corresponds to, here there is a printing mistake, here should be PQ. See, this PQ must be here. Okay, PQ, then angle Q and RP. So let us see these two triangles. For better understanding the correspondence, let us see the diagram. Okay, here ABC and RPQ. These are the two triangles. So A correspond to R, then C correspond to P, and B correspond to Q. Okay, so A correspond to R, B correspond to Q, and C correspond to P. So that means that PQ correspond to this, PQ correspond to this CB. Okay, angle Q correspond to B. So angle Q will correspond to here B, and RP correspond to AC. So RP, that is corresponding to AC. Let us start with exercise 7.1. Question number 1. Complete the following statements. So let us see the statements. Here two line segments are congruent if. Now if two line segments are congruent if and only if they have the same length. So they have the same length. Among the two congruent angles, one has a measure of 70 degree, the measure of other angle is. So if one angle is of 70 degree, the other angle will be also of 70 degree. Now when we write angle A equal to angle B, we actually mean that measure of angle A equal to measure of angle B. So measure of angle A equal to measure of angle B. Now question number 2. Give any two real life examples of congruent shapes. We have already seen many examples. Let us take two examples. Sheets of the same letter pad and biscuits in the same packet. Question number 3. if triangle ABC congruent to triangle FED under the correspondence ABC correspond to FED, write all the corresponding congruent parts of the triangles. Okay, let us see the answer. If these triangles are congruent, then the corresponding angles in the sides will be equal to each other. So, angle A correspond to angle F, angle B correspond to angle E, angle C correspond to angle D, AB correspond to FE, CA correspond to DF. Now question number 4. If triangle DEF congruent to triangle BCA, write the parts of triangle BCA that correspond to. So first one is angle E, then EF, then angle F, then DF. So first answer is angle E will correspond to angle C, EF will correspond to CA, angle F will correspond to angle A, and DF will correspond to BA. Complete the exercise 7.1 in your classwork. Thank you.